All right, so here we go with chapter 6, which is all about functions. You'll see that we are back to a 2-week format, so we'll give you a chance to play with the first roughly half of the chapter and write some code this week, and then we'll add some more things in next week for the second half. And the whole idea with functions, just keep in mind, I mean, obviously you haven't looked at it yet, but just keep in mind as you're looking at these, think big picture, all right? So if we're, right now, it's going to create a little bit more work for you to set up functions to write them and worry about getting them all set up and stuff. But think big picture because we've done all well, pretty much all sequential programming. So just line one, line two, line three, all the way down, right? So there's some decision structure stuff that we've done, but that's on a pretty small scale. So what functions will allow you to do? Think if this, if you're writing a program and you've got thousands of lines of code, being able to segment things out, send them to a certain place, have something happen. Maybe return something back. You've got all sorts of different options to use. So think big picture when you're taking a look at these. All right. So as you're doing this, you'll see my programming lab. You've got some practice in here that you can use. So take advantage of that. And then as you do, the videos are good. Make sure you watch these. They'll give you some visual representation of how things are working. So these first three go with the first half of the chapter. The markup problem is just this first one right here, so this program right here. So boom, there we're good to go. And then you've got a couple others here. They're sort of out of order, but I don't know. I kind of like this order, but it's kind of up to you if you wanted to go from one and then go ahead and do the second one here. I feel like these are just a hair easier. Even this one has a startup file, so a little starter for you to file for you to play with. But make sure you look at the function requirements and that you're actually writing the functions that are in there. Don't just do a sequential program and boom, I'm done. Make sure that you are writing them as they're asking you. Okay, so and let's see. As you are taking a look at this, though, let me just show you really quickly. I'm just going to open this up. Um, if we open this little baby up, I want to use this code in here. So the best way to do it, just go ahead and download it really quickly. It'll just have this little CPP file. I open mine in Word. So if you highlight this thing, you can hit, you can come over here and right click and say copy, or you can hit Control C on the keyboard. And then I'm going to go ahead and, now I don't need that anymore. I'm going to close that down. And if I pull this in to Repel or REPL, however you want to say it. And I come in here. Oh, if you right click, it'll. Oh, look, paste is in there. Oh no, oh no, it's tragedy. Remember, you have hold down Control and hit V for Victor, and boom, we can paste it in there. So this gives you a little starter file to play with, and we can do the same thing in Python Tutor. So pythontutor.com. Go ahead and roll over to C++ Tutor, and I'm gonna get rid of that. And then we've got this little piece in here. Okay, so I highly recommend using Python Tutor for your functions. Remember, it's functional for what we're trying to do, uh, unless you're asking a user for inputs. So you've got to hard code your variables, and you can't ask your user for anything. Remember, you can always change it afterwards, but as you're doing your functions, I try to include in the, let me go back over here real quick, get rid of this. In our PowerPoint, which of course, right here, this first little section you'll see, and in the second as much as I could, I tried to include links to Python Tutor. But remember, when you're writing your own code, to try and use that at least to start until you get the hang of how they work. So it helps you follow along with where the program is, as it's running each line, when it's going to a function, when it's sending something back, all that kind of stuff. So it just helps you kind of tag along and see how things are working. So it really works well. All right, so that's it for this video. Have fun with functions. It will take you a little bit of time, so don't wait till the last minute to start this stuff because you'll see the code gets a little bit more complex as you're writing these.